Today I'm joined by one third of the Central Coast indie folk trio Little Quirks. Welcome to Pario magazine, Abbey Toole.
Thank you very much for having me.
We're here today to chat about the current tour that you've got going on entitled The Rain is Coming.
Yes,
Uh,
that's right.
Before we dive into that though, are you able to give our audience a brief little rundown about who you are yourself and your band?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Abby. I'm a part of family band Little Quirks, and it's made up of two cousins that are siblings. And we tour around Australia, and we've got some international stuff coming. And yeah, we play folk rock music.
Okay. And as a family band, what has it been like working on music and touring with your sister and cousin?
It really is the best. Like, I think there is this dynamic when it comes to family, that you have this chemistry and you have this understanding of each other, and like you're not afraid to go, oh, my that sucks, meal. And you don't usually have that in bands. So there is a dynamic that we're very lucky to have as a family.
Okay, do you feel that's what has sort of helped the band grow so much? You are able to be pretty blatantly honest with each other?
Yes, yes, absolutely. There's an honesty and there's a trust in what we do. There's two writers in the band, so it's myself and my cousin who predominantly do the writing, and that even gives us, I feel, a leg up in things because we're able to communicate with what we're releasing and what we're doing. So I think that is really beneficial in a family band.
Have there been any heated moments or moments that you look back on now and laugh at being like, oh, that's just silly sibling rivalry or family rivalry?
We get asked this question a lot, and you know what, there isn't a lot, there's not a lot of juicy gossip, unfortunately. Probably the most we have is we'll fight over like what outfit we're going to wear. And because we like to have like a matching theme, and we'll be like, no, I don't want to do that, and that's probably the most heated we get.
That's all right. That's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And the tour officially kicked off back in early December, but it's now making its way to Sydney on the 28th of January.
Yeah,
How has it been going so far?
it's been a lot of fun. It's been a very different tour because of COVID and everything, so it's been a very different time to do it. But it's been wonderful, and everyone who's come out has been amazing. And I think it really shows how strong the audience is in supporting live music and trying to keep it going, and during this time. So there's been such a wonderful vibe that comes to gigs. So it's been really good so far.
With those early shows, were you able to sort of have crowds dancing and singing along, whereas I guess now they're more seated shows?
Yes, yes. Earlier on, we were able to get a few dancey gigs in, which are definitely our most favorite. We love getting people up and moving. And yeah, it is very different having people seated. We just got back from Melbourne this weekend, and we're back on the Central Coast. And it was very different, and I could see that everyone was like antsy and wanting to dance. And but it was still really great, and people were very they listened the entire time and were very into it. So it's still very awesome to be able to play for people. So won't take that for granted.
Has that been a difficult process, sort of mid tour, having to change how you approach the shows?
Absolutely. Yeah, it has been very different, and we have had to change things up and just really make sure it's about, you know, the visual part of the show, because that's the part that's emphasized now, instead of getting people up and dancing and everything, which is was our aim in the past.
And has it been somewhat stressful, obviously being in the middle of a tour, seeing the news recently and seeing the numbers of COVID cases exploding and possibly fearing that the
Yes.
tour might have to come to an end?
Yes, absolutely. It's been, oh, the last couple of years have been so unbelievably stressful with music, and music's been very hit hard. Everyone in the industry has. But I mean, we really want everyone to be safe. So if it has to be done, it has to be done. But we're going to keep playing until we're told we can't. And yeah, it has been different. It has been really stressful, and it's always very hard to open my phone and see that there's more, and I'm like, oh, don't want to open it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like I prefer just to not know and just have somebody say, "Oh, it's
Yes,
over."
yes, exactly right.
Given that this tour is coming off the back of the past 18 months that we've just been through, were there an added level of nerves and excitement leading into that very first show?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think came down and I counted down every day of every day months leading up to it. So it was definitely a lot of excitement, but I did feel a lot of nerves coming into the first gig. It did feel when I got off there like, oh wow, I haven't done this for a while. So I think the whole band felt a bit like that, and I reckon for a few gigs it was still a bit like, oh, haven't done this for a while. It feels a little just out of practice. But yeah, a lot of excitement though.
And now that you've had a few gigs under your belt, is it feeling a little bit more comfortable? And what can people expect from this show in Sydney?
Yeah, yeah, it has been feeling heaps more comfortable. We feel it's really tight, really exciting, and I think we've got our show down at the moment. And yeah, a lot of energy. We love to jump around and put on a show, and we've got some brand new songs in there. Brand new songs off our new EP coming out, and they get to hear our new single. So there's a lot coming in the new shows.
Okay, awesome. And up until this tour, your sister Mia was still at school, and balancing that process. How did that impact yourself and Jamie?
It was weird. I mean, she's Superwoman, so she did it all, and she did it all very well. But I definitely felt for her in lots of parts of the tour as well as school. I mean, things got messed up a lot with school as well. So it was very different. But Jamie and I mean, we all went through it, and we've been playing in the band since Jamie went through year 12, and she's the eldest. So it was something we've been through before. So we just had to give Mia support and be as flexible as possible on our part.
Okay. And sort of now that you're all focused 100% on music, do you feel that's going to help Little Quirks grow in the next sort of year or two?
Yeah, yeah, it feels really exciting now that she's finished. We've been kind of waiting for this with Little Quirks, and so now we can start planning longer tours and further away tours, and be able to do a lot more things and do things during the week and stuff that we weren't able to do before. So it has already become a lot more intense, and it's just the school holidays at the end of year 12. So it's awesome, and we've been waiting for this.
Okay. And you mentioned the EP. This will be your fourth EP. How is that coming along?
Yeah, yeah, it's all ready to go. We've been sitting with it for a while because we wanted to wait for the right time with COVID, but we're in love with this one. And this next single coming out, which is hidden in the title of The Rain is Coming tour, our newest single, The Rain, will be coming out very, very shortly, and we love it. It's one of my most favorite songs we've released.
Okay, awesome. And is now that you have all of you with 100% focus on the band and music, can we expect like a full EP coming up shortly as the next
Yeah.
project?
Yeah, that's right. So we've got a full EP coming out very soon, and then we're starting to work on the album.
Okay, awesome. And does that look like it's going to be an easier goal to achieve now that you are all 100% on music, focusing on an album?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot more time on our hands. And we're all wholeheartedly in it. So it's we've already started writing for that, and it's already been pretty awesome, and we're already really happy with the stuff that's coming out. So it's super exciting.
Brilliant. And lastly, what would you like to say to sort of people that might still be on the fence about coming to this 28th, January 28th show?
That we're going to make it as safe as possible, and we're going to have lots of people there that will be making sure that this show will be as safe as possible. But to just come out, support live music. We'll put on. We promise we'll put on a great show, and we really thank everyone for supporting us. So yeah.
Yeah, that support's very much needed after the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Alrighty, finally, where's the best place for people to support Little Quirks and track the journey moving forward?
So we have our Instagram page, Little Quirks Band, and then we are on Facebook under Little Quirks, and then we're on Spotify, got our website. You can support us anywhere, and we've got some merch up, some brand new merch. So lots of places. You pretty much look our name up anywhere and we should be there.
Perfect, that's what you want. Alrighty, thank you so much for the time and good luck with the rest of the tour and the album coming up soon.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.